Greetings YouTube, this is Astroneer, and about a week or two ago, something like that, there was a new update, and this is update 1.06, or at least that's what it's called on the PlayStation. On the PC it seems to be called 1.9.8 or 1.9.85.0, depending on where you read it. Why does everything have to have different ways of saying the same thing? I don't get it. Now, one of the big problems I was having before Christmas, and rather awkwardly after I'd done the review, is that the game was fairly stuttery. Now, near my base, at the moment, even with the update, it is still a bit stuttery. But it would keep on doing this as you moved away from the base, and it is smoothing out a little bit. It is still stuttering a bit, but it's not as... I was just about to say, it's not as bad as it was, and then it suddenly did that. That was bloody typical. How's that for timing? If we pick up an element from the backpack, there's no space for it, so it can't fit on. But now, if you highlight one of the existing objects and click, it swaps it over, which is brand new. You couldn't do that before. Before, you would have to put one down, and then you'd have to frig around doing this, and then you'd be able to pick up the thing that you wanted. But now, only if the panel's full does this work, though. When you put a mod on your tool, normally that's it. It's on. And to turn the mod off, you have to take the mod off of the tool. No longer. The update allows you to just press a button and toggle it on and off. So that little green rim around the base of the object, that indicates that they're on, and when they're black, they're off. Now, I can only assume from the patch notes that originally you couldn't shred everything. I'm not a big shredder in this game, so I didn't notice the difference. But you can feed small items like this generator into the medium shredder. But apparently what they've done is they've unified the behaviour of objects when it relates to scrap. Whatever the hell that means. I've got some solid fuel boosters here, some medium objects. You can feed those into the large shredder, and it does pretty much the same thing. It hasn't crashed yet. How long have I been playing? About 25 minutes, and it hasn't crashed yet, although I haven't given it much reason to. Oh, god damn it, that's a real pain in the arse. I was trying to test the improved vehicle handling, because apparently that's a thing, but sometimes this vehicle gets its front left wheel stuck in the environment, and I don't know why. It's always the left hand wheel. What is that? Come on, let go. There we go. That is weird. It's always the front left. So ordinarily your aerial controls do that. When you press left and right you go sideways, but now I'm going to have to reverse and take another run up at that to demonstrate the point. But now if you tap square, if you hold square, sorry, it's holding. The online guide lied to me. If you hold square, it toggles it to steering left and right rather than rolling, which is sensible, because now you can adjust your aim and your pitch whenever you like. Just by holding the square button or releasing it, you can toggle between the two. Gives you more control in midair. I like that as an addition. Another update to the game, if you're in the middle of nowhere. I mean, I'm not. There's a tether right here and my base is just over there. But I'm feeling lazy. You can call up the menu, and where it says save and quit, normally you've now got respawn at starting shelter. And it sends you back to the starting shelter, but without your equipment. The update didn't tell me that bit. I wasn't expecting that. Okay, so I'm not going to demonstrate that. I don't want to leave my stuff behind. Another new feature to the game, you can change the language. You know, just in case you don't speak English, I suppose. I'm guessing, though, that the game just adjusts to whatever your country's language is. Otherwise, it'd be really weird if it was just English all over the place. But now you can choose. So I can change it to French. At least I'm assuming that's French. And there you go. Everything has changed, and now I can't read a goddamn thing that it says. Wow. Here's hoping I can find where it says language. What happens if you change it and you can't find? I don't even know what language that is. I'm just gonna... Right, so... Right, what happens if you go off that screen, come back later, and you can't remember where it was? How do I change it back now without knowing what it says? That's a bit of a problem. I can't argue with them for altering the language. I feel like where it says language should be written in more languages than just the one that it currently is. So, a bit of a hiccup, but never mind. I don't plan on changing it and getting stuck like that. Bunch of optimizations to do with the game's performance. One of them is to do with something they call dormancy. I'm assuming that means that anything on screen the game has to handle with its processing power, or the console or the software. I don't know, I'm assuming it's a partnership of some kind. But regardless, I'm assuming that now when you move away from certain objects, those objects go dormant, which means the game no longer has to handle them. And that probably feeds into the whole frame rate issue that I was having. Because the more objects that the game has to handle, like that piece of scrap that just fell out of the what the hell is that called? Shredder. Just like that, that object now has to be handled because the object falls down under gravity, it hits other objects, it ricochets, so all the objects have to be handled. But if you move far enough away, I'm assuming that now they go dormant and it frees up system resources. Entering the shelter. Saving. Damn! I was all set to say, and it didn't crash, and then it did. Bollocks! Okay, so, they haven't quite fixed that yet. So yeah, this is still an issue. I've been playing for, as I say, 45 minutes, and I was kind of hoping that wouldn't happen. Please tell me it's going to properly... please tell me this is going to work. One of the previous times this happened, I had to turn the console off. It looks like it's going to happen though, because it just locked up and it didn't get this far. Yes, whatever. Is there any point me explaining what the problem is? They know what the problem is. Actually, these guys that do Astroneer... I don't know, but whoever they are that do this, they've apparently been pretty good at listening to what's been happening with the game, to all the feedback. They're pretty quick to update things when they go wrong. I don't doubt that they've been working overtime to try and make sure that this game runs better and trying to fix the late game crash issue, which just happened right there. So it's still happening to me. Unfortunately, I was so looking forward to being able to say I've been playing for 2 or 3 hours and it hasn't crashed once. 45 minutes in and it's done it to me. So they haven't fixed that yet. Anyway, please fix this game. I like it. That'll do for this video. Like, dislike, comment, subscribe and share, all that jazz. See you next time. Hopefully when this is fixed a little bit more than it is right now.